Michelle and I were talking earlier about before we set the business up, and we had a number of people, even family members, saying, are you sure you want to do this? You know, this is quite a risky venture for you, for your relationship together, but also financially.
There's a lot of recruitment companies out there. Is there room in the market for another one?
And I think we just had to push that self-doubt to the side, because we had it like everybody has it, and we just had to jump on in and just not give up. So I know in the first few months it was really tough. We weren't making any money. We were on the phones every day. We were looking at each other every now and then going, have we made the right decision? Maybe we haven't. Maybe we'll have to move out of Bendigo if this doesn't work to save our reputations. And yeah, I think the self-doubt, you can't let that self-doubt overtake the goal that you're striving for, and to never give up.
People get stuck with paperwork. It just get bogged down. I've known of people before in the past who've done business plans and financial plans and paperwork, 3 inches thick, all over the joint, but they actually forgot about the one important thing, was to sell something.
The classic blocks to running a small business are the belief that they have to do everything. So no one else can do it, it has to be me. So when the plumber or the electrician sets up their business, that's fine. They can do everything. But then as soon as they get bigger, it actually becomes a real stumbling block for the growth of the business, because everybody has to go through that one person, and that one person ends up working really long hours, is completely stressed out, and invariably falls in a heap, and then the business isn't successful.
I think the biggest thing that's a stumbling block for people is right from the outset, from starting a small business from scratch, they pay themselves too much money. And there is nothing left to put into experimentation and really exploring where the business can go. I think they're so wrapped up in paying themselves a really great wage that there's no cash flow left to actually invest back into the business to make it prosper and flourish and grow.
People are too scared to employ people, too scared to borrow some money, too scared to advertise because they can't afford it. Things aren't going so well now, so we don't want to advertise, or those sort of things, holding back. And the other one, which, and I mention this a lot in business, is hard working. If you're not prepared to work hard, you will not succeed. And sometimes you've got to look at it and think, well, it doesn't really matter what I earn this year, it's about establishing a business.
I think being your own boss and not having somebody come to you on a regular basis and say, these are the improvements you need to make, this is where I think there's a bit of a shortfall, etc. We're not getting that feedback on a regular basis, and we don't tend to give each other that feedback for obvious reasons. We want to work well together in the business, and constructive criticism sometimes, but it's hard when we're not getting that constant feedback. So actually requesting the feedback from staff, which I was going to have a chat to you about doing in the near future. You're asking staff questions specifically like what would you like me to keep doing, what would you like me to stop doing, and what do you think I should start doing. That sort of feedback from staff I think is really important.
In a workplace, your boss will often say, mate, you need to go home. It's 5 o'clock. You need to clock off and go to your family. Whereas when you're the boss, you have to create that leadership and you have to set the example. So not having clear boundaries and sticking to them, I think that's key.